Someone's getting hit, someone's getting hurt, someone's dreams are about to shatter. Hopefully I'm on the other side.
I'm back now and I'm hungry, ready for this.
You can have a conversation anywhere with an internet connection. You could potentially have a chat with your therapist while sitting at the park, or even while you're downtown shopping at all your favorite locations, or even from the comfort of your own office. And as far as the trash cans, well, they're definitely not overflowing with any type of garbage. And other trails in this area, including the Pollock Bench Trail, remain clean. This trash can is definitely not overflowing. Hey, restroom area is clean. See, there you have it. Which then brings us to the Colorado National Monument, which is managed by the National Park Service. The trash cans all spread out through this park remain clean, with no litter spread out on the ground.
We see a lot of Europeans traveling through. Moab is a really popular destination for all over the world.
And in case you're wondering what all this compost goes towards while at the school, it's actually used for the soil the students use to plant these hanging baskets, which they will sell for Mother's Day. My news vehicle is currently parked on the other side of the road, but instead of having to walk over there just to fill up the meter, hey, don't worry about it. I can now use this app on my smartphone. In a statement from MS Homeowners Association, they claim Ciania came to the president of the HOA's home, quote, wanting to know what conditions needed to be met because he knew dangerous breed animals were restricted, to which he was, quote, given documentation that required conditions to be met. Smith's situation turned into a real-life video game with his money stuck in a place that he can't get to. Panhandlers hang out at this location, but it also was a busy area for the Grand Junction Police Department. That shows how many kids and teenagers are dying due to opioids, including a 225% increase. More than 4,000 deer in both 2016 and 2017 were hit and killed on Colorado roads. They say if you love something, you should fight for it. And tucked away in one section of this mixed martial arts gym is one man who loves to fight.
It's an adrenaline rush that I've never felt before outside the cage.
But for Sergio Lopez, his battles haven't always been inside of a cage.
I just made some bad choices when I was young. I come from California. I was born and raised in California. I came over here once I got out of jail.
Lopez was 15 when he went to jail for breaking and entering. But after relocating to Montrose, the 38-year-old who now has 4 kids strives to be known as one thing.
You got to work hard if you want to reach your goals. And this is one of my goals, to become a professional athlete.
11 years ago, Lopez found his calling through MMA. And after weeks and weeks of training, he's ready for his next challenge. Against someone who he considers a friend.
It's different, but in the end, I'm going to try to win, and I am going to win.
And that friend is the golden boy, Andrew Yates.
I don't care who I stand in the cage with. They're not in there to be my friend. I'm not in there to be their friend. We'll be friends after the cage.
That mentality has led Yates, who lives in Grand Junction, to a successful MMA career. A career that almost never left the ground.
I was going to be a pit crew tire changer, but then I wanted to fight.
Yates left NASCAR behind and stepped inside the ring at 18 years old, but only after being influenced by one man in particular.
Very first time I watched a live MMA fight, it was Jeff Barney and Sergio Lopez.
And after taking the fight just 9 days before and spending his time training in between coaching other young fighters, Yates will be squaring off with the man who helped start his career inside of a cage that is locked shut.
Someone's getting hit, someone's getting hurt, someone's dreams are about to shatter. Hopefully I'm on the other side.
I'm back now and I'm hungry, ready for this. It's intimidating. It is. You do get some butterflies, absolutely.
I've been injured many times, had my arm broken, my nose broken many times, many concussions.
The moments before a fight can be a time where butterflies blossom, be a time for self-reflection, or be a time to look ahead.
Just getting ready, getting in the zone, trying to picture the fight, imagine it.
And one can only imagine what it's like to walk towards that cage in a sport that has brutalized so many.
Andrew, the Golden Boy, Sergio, the Savage Lopez.
You know, all there is to it. 2 guys in the cage, you know, stand-up war.
I don't think about getting hurt. There's no, if you're thinking about getting hurt, you shouldn't be in that cage. You're thinking about doing the damage to the other guy, hurting the other guy. That's what I think about.
3 rounds of 3 minutes can break the average person, but Lopez and Yates managed to go the distance and then turn war into peace. Yates ended up winning the match by decision, but still wanted a bit more.
I got the win. I should have got the knockout, but I played into his games. He started talking.
Little my ego hurt. Little hurt all around, but proud of myself. More in all, I'm just proud of myself for getting in there and giving it one more shot.
And while wounds eventually clear up and venues eventually clear out, the journey of a fighter doesn't end there, as both men will continue to fight for a title, fight for their family, and fight for competition, all because of the love they have for fighting.
Chapter 3.
It's easy to be caught up.
You're always in such a rush.
In the words of a good book.
It's got the legendary Pokemon.
And for Brody Conklin,
I'm gonna crush you.
that book is a Pokemon one.
It's really interesting and it's really intense.
And while reading out loud in a library is normally against the rules,
What?
there is an exception because someone special is now listening.
I've never read Two Dog before, so this is my first time.
And this might also be the first time this dog has heard of Pokemon.
So you've gathered all 3 legendary Pokemon, eh?
But that didn't stop him from having some interest.
In the corner of my eye, I could see his ears perking up.
Anytime you get a book in a kid's hand is a good thing.
Cindy Bennett and her dog Iris helped start this Dog Ears program
Enter her hiding space behind the door.
as a way to help kids feel more relaxed when reading.
The dogs don't care if they stumble or get stuck.
If the kid sits with a dog and reads, the kid is comfortable, not worrying too much about their reading.
And with every page turn, the kids pick up on that as well.
A dog and a person listening technically, so I'm not really embarrassed by anything.
So while the dogs may not be following along 100% of the time, the owners of the canines say they still love all the attention.
The dogs love it. If the dogs didn't love it, we wouldn't be doing it.
So it's a win-win situation for both the dogs
Thunk. Ga-thunk.
and the ones reading to them.
If the kid said, I had fun reading to the dog, thanks, then that feels like we've accomplished something.
Which is just as good of an accomplishment as finishing a chapter or being a part of a chapter in a dog's life.